Well, alright. Yeah, one of the dumbest things just happened, and yeah, stupid. Right, so in the background, I'm going to be having like only one audio thing because I'm listening to copyrighted like music and so on and so forth. So I have essentially the entire um what should we call the just everything's like pretty much muted. And this shouldn't be muted though. Let's test. Okay, yeah, it isn't muted. Good. Yes. So I can listen to my study music, and you can listen to this. Uh, I'm actually doing all of my YouTube shorts on the phone, FYI. Live. I'm gonna leave Notepad up with the reminders. And I want a different notepad, I think. I want like a better app of Notepad, like Notepad plus plus. Have you ever heard of that? Oh yeah, the stupid thing that happened was I was drinking from my energy drink, and then I don't know, I moved it like a certain way, and then the energy drink, just like a little drop of it, just went poop and like popped up out of the can and went right into my eye. Right after I was about to turn on recording for this brilliant idea, since people are wondering probably what is it that he's doing? What is he doing? And just taking it easy on a normal workday in an office environment. When there are particular tasks to do. It's just kind of like, all right. So this is Notepad plus plus, and it's good for programming, but it's also good for just normal notations and things. So remember, I've never tried resizing the words or the, like, changing font. Got all these languages that you can write in that I can set it to. It's incredible. Remember, one, check all audio before recording. Check all audio levels before recording. Check all display / capture device hidden settings before recording. 3, check microphone gain level before recording. 4, close all unnecessary background apps / programs before recording. And check, what's it called? Check display window capture / game capture window focus before recording. Okay. That's good to remember. It's just I need it in like big font. That's why I might move this back over to Notepad and then bold. And then H1 title. There. It's better to use that program for that. Notepad Plus for other things. I'll just have that sitting there. In the meantime, let's get back to work here.
Explains it. He was trapped. I remember you. I remember you. Wait.
Damn. Don't mind the sounds. Those aren't real sounds. It's just a video game double line. God, I get all these likes on the first ones, and then after that, it's like, huh? I just feel like it's something to do with my look or something. You know what I mean? I've seen some YouTube channels that are so successful though that like they only have a few videos per month. Like one YouTuber that I just looked up was, it popped up in my homepage, right, on YouTube, and they're called like the Calculator or something, and they play every game that they have. Every game they play to 100% completion, and then they just share the experience within an hour of time. They recorded the entire thing, and then they just, I guess they just, they make a bunch of cuts and fit it all into an hour, and the entire time they're narrating their experience of how the game went and highlighting each experience in that game. And I think that's brilliant. I mean, I even thought like, wow, I should have like a section on my channel where I do something like that, where I play one game, like a story-driven game or something, to completion. What brought me to that guy's channel was I was looking up music, and I found a playlist that included some of my favorite music from the game Bully. Same creators as Grand Theft Auto, I think Rockstar, but more specifically Rockstar North. Rockstar North is known for making the like kind of like offshoots of Grand Theft Auto within that world, But still, those games are brilliant. I loved the heck out of the Bully game. That game is fun. So anyways, yeah, they had the Jock Gym Hideout track, the 7-minute track on YouTube, and I wanted to listen to that. And then I saw in the highlights, or not highlights, what do you call it? Like, it's like a suggestion ad section, suggestions, I guess. That guy's page, that guy's video popped up of him having 100% completed Bully. And then I noticed that he had videos on his page, more than just that were like 3 months apart in creation. And I was thinking to myself, like, how can you be successful without having productivity every day? Don't you need to be productive every day? And technically the production was probably every day for him, where he was playing that video game. However, you're probably thinking to yourself, like, 3 months, and then 3 months later, 3 months, so what? Well, one of his videos has like 200,000 plus views. One of them has 100,000 plus views. I mean, he already has enough views to be monetized on YouTube. So, with that being said, if his page is being monetized, and if he doesn't already have another YouTube page, because you can create like your secret YouTube channels and then test and see whether or not it's going to be successful or something. I mean, this guy's page is obviously successful. This guy, the Calculator. And it was just really cool. It gave me a little bit of hope, a little bit of hope that I don't have to be productive every day. The guy doesn't even make YouTube shorts. The last video he made was a month ago. He hasn't updated much of anything, but his most recent video, I think, has at least 150,000 views. That's more than 10,000% my views on my more recent videos. I have one video that has like a good amount of views. This one here, How XCOM 2 Makes Me Feel. Not bad. 81,193 views. So that's not bad at all. But it isn't anywhere near the amount of views that that guy had. Welcome back, Mom.
Thank you.
Make sure that when the door closes that you actually shut the door, Mom. Nice. How's outside? Good. So welcome back. Are you hungry? Do you need something to eat?
I'm gonna make an English muffin.
You're gonna make an English muffin?
Yeah, would you like one?
No, thank you. I know that English muffins are your favorite.
Yeah.
Well, one of your favorites, right? Do you have, yeah, there's butter, right? You're gonna eat it with butter? There's also, cream cheese.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
So, yeah, my How XCOM 2 Makes Me Feel video. 81,000 views, 236 comments, 99.1% with 3,436 likes. That isn't bad. That's pretty good. And the comments are all saying basically, yeah. Yeah, that is basically XCOM 2. Here, I'll just play it for you in this video. I mean, it's my content, so.
Microphone?
Thrown out of the game. Imagine the commissioner's fine will be hefty.
We're on in 3, 2, 1.
And we're back with Angels manager George Knox. This was a tough loss today,
Any loss is hard.
but this one really got to you. The really big one always seemed to be just out of reach.
Now, expectations were high that you could turn this team around, but that just doesn't seem to be happening.
Season's only half over, Ranch.
And your club's in last place.
You ought to know how one incident can change the course of events.
Well, you know, you play the game, you take your chances. Sometimes you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, you're an expert at that.
I could say the same about you.
Well, actions speak louder than words.
Well, that'll wrap things up here
Hey,
in the
I'm
field.
still in the air here.
Oh, yeah?
We're speaking with Angels manager George Knox. George? And we'll be right back.
So that's my most successful video on this YouTube channel. And it depicts me as being George Knox. Having trouble with XCOM 2. Because XCOM 2, all those XCOM games are going to cause you to feel like you're under-equipped. Almost all the time, even when you feel like you're upgraded, everything's going great. The game has a way of presenting obstacles that will end up breaking you. So, anyways, yeah, I definitely have no plans on monetizing this particular video. However, I don't want to be copyright stricken either. So any background sound from my mom's phone, I don't really care too much. So I'm not going to bother her about that. She's allowed to be in her room doing what she wants to do while I work. You know, I have to work. And speaking of that, create another one of these shorts videos.
I know, I think like playing someone just with it. Or something. What? What? What?
If my upload speeds were like this, if I could just upload something and know that it would be uploaded in a matter of 2 seconds, like if I had the strongest, like 10 gigabyte connection with 1 gigabyte upload, like a business level upload speed, I mean, I'd just be creating videos back to back to back to back. But because I know that there's that little bit of a wait, there's always a little bit of a pause, I just play a little bit of this game. Or any game. Any game that I want to play, I play a little bit of it. You know? The most uptight bosses that I've ever worked with, I wouldn't say uptight, I'd say very business oriented. I should say that instead. People like who wouldn't have liked them, they probably would have considered them uptight, and I've heard them call those types of bosses uptight. Like, they say there's always something to do. Like, there's nothing to do. Technically, there is always something to do that you can be doing for work. You can always be gearing yourself towards work instead of doing what I'm... Well, I guess this kind of is gearing myself for work. I'm lucky because of what I do. I have to practice this. This isn't something that you just automatically, instantly become good at. You're not just scrolling whatever here. Like, let me teach you a little something about games like this. You have to aim it. Like, my guy just got thrown off screen because I couldn't kill that dinosaur in time. Well, you're matching the tiles, so shouldn't you have been able to kill that creature then from all the tiles that you're matching? No, you have to match the swords and you have to match the wands. So what this is training in my mind is to be more mindful and to aim with something having to do with sliding around these tiles. So that corresponds to another skill, which is control. What video games essentially comes down to is, are you skilled at control? Do you know how to control yourself? Do you know how to control the game that you're playing? If you're not good at video games, then you either suck at having control, mental control, or you suck at having control in dexterity, in terms of dexterity. If you're not a very dexterous person, you're gonna be really bad at control. On video games, or on the phone, or anything that requires dexterity. If you're afflicted by something and that's causing you to not be as dexterous as you could be, I'm very sorry about that. I definitely didn't do that to you, and if it were in my power, I'd make sure that you had the dexterity, that you had the opportunity to be dexterous again. Oop. With all these Windows 10s and Windows upgrades, you would think that, and with all just upgrades overall, you would think that there would be more customization with things like music, sound, volume. Like, for example, buttons that buttons on here that say not just mute desktop audio, but there should be like a me mute and then a them mute and then a general mute. So like me mute would mean that it mutes the audio for me, but continues the audio in the recording for everyone else. And then the mute for everyone else, but then I can hear it button, like, you know, obviously, right? Same concept, vice versa. It should be that. It should be that simple. Like, it's an easy thing to program, I think. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Maybe it would be bugged or something, you know, like, you'd have to debug that for a while, and I don't know, it's like, why just make it the standard way, you know? Why give people that option? I don't know, why don't they just standardize, why don't they just normalize having that option, you know what I mean? It would make everyone's day easier, you know? Don't make us have to create plugins. Like, if you guys are the creators, take some control. You know? Treat your customers well, you know? I don't know, but then at the same time, all these, like, EA games, they make so much money. They make so much money, but they don't seem to have that much of a concern about things as other companies that I've seen. They change things up for their community a lot. Whereas EA games, they don't do that. They're focused on whatever it is that they're doing. So, but they're successful for it. I don't know. It's like Dwarf Fortress or, you know, Minecraft versus, well, actually, I don't know. Minecraft was kind of the same way. Like, everything felt proprietary. Like, for a while when water was getting stuck behind certain things, or when there was like a bug having to do with like sand in that game, sand blocks and things like that, floating sand, like, it took how many updates in order to correct that, you know what I mean? How many updates did it take? And then there, you see, I was sliding the tiles, but if you don't slide the tiles at the time that you should, you waste what you would get from all the matched tiles. So for example, if I'm talking about this game now, 10 million. If I choose, if there's an enemy right after this, and then I match the sword tiles, for example, then he's not going to attack that enemy. It doesn't link properly. And that's actually what just happened, but I couldn't see the enemy on screen. Because my guy's pretty far forward here. And you don't want to hesitate with tiles, and you want to make sure that you're not just matching up tiles that you don't want, that you don't need matched up, and you also want to make sure that you are fast at matching up the tiles that you need. So it's a skill game, it's still skill based. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
Sensitive. I didn't even have to touch the smoke detector button. Sensitive.
So,
Huh?
Good way point doing this. Because there's so many traps of being a wall hacker or something. Because, I'll explain why I'm doing this. Because there's so many traps placed over there, it's quite possible that they're over here. And I think that's true. Somewhere. Over there. So we'll meet up with them here. Packages, I mean, you get what. Over there. Somewhere. And I think that's true. If possible, there's so many traps placed over there, it's. I'll explain why I'm doing this. Because there's so many traps placed over there, it's quite possible that they're over here. And I think that's true. I'll explain why I'll explain why I'm doing this. Because there's so many traps placed over there, it's quite possible that they're over here.
Processing.
I'll explain why I'm doing this. Because there's so many traps.
And by the way, doing YouTube things really eats up the battery on the phone. Should have said as the dredge. Now I gotta wait for the video to upload and to finish processing. In order to edit the title. For some people, they'll say that what they see here when I'm doing for work, it isn't good enough for them to say that this is actual work. It isn't good enough for them. It isn't good enough for me either. Trust me, this is preparation. There's no business that begins and then you can say, wow, this is good enough for work, unless you're working with like actual raw materials. I can't even say that like positions like being a lawman or something like that. I mean, it isn't real work. It's just sitting around. Like when I was a guard, it's not real work. You're sitting around. There's nothing going on. That's called maintenance. When you're a janitor, what are you doing? Cleaning up dust particles after you already cleaned them up yesterday. You know what I mean? In some places. Not all places, but some places it's kind of redundant. You know? It's too much of the same thing every day, and then it doesn't feel like work anymore. So I'm with the guys that are saying this isn't work, but you have to. No offense, guys, but you kind of got to get with the modern day. You have to get with how things are now. You see a bunch of dudes just sitting there writing a bunch of programs or something like that. What does the program do? Oh, we're just playtesting, checking the firewalls and this and that. It's nonsense. It's a lot of nonsense and just concepts, fighting concepts and things like that. And it isn't real. Like it is, but it isn't. What are the real consequences of this and that? Well, if you want to talk about consequences, there are consequences to everything that you do. Everything. Everything. So if you want to go there, metaphysics and so on and so forth, you guys are wrong. But if you want to go to what's real according to, you know, how we know things to be real. What is more real than, you know, like pitting materials against other materials? That's real. You know? Metaphysically, they're still in effect, but, like, let's get real. Like, metal's gonna work better than wood at causing damage, right? So, I get what you guys are saying. It really doesn't seem like work. It's not gonna seem good enough to you, but just walk into any office, you're gonna feel the same way. In practically every office that you walk into. Like, you walk into a tech support place, and the woman on the phone sounds like she's just talking story with the guy. No, I'm working. Yeah, they're working, and then in another perspective, no, they're sitting there enjoying their time, loving what they're doing, because all they have to do is talk, play with their nails, and tell them something that was easy to memorize. You know, for them, easy to memorize. You know. You know? So. Yeah, the working world nowadays, it's what you would probably consider cute. What a lot of real men with grit, they'd consider it, wow, really? That's so cute. And no one in this current modern world who has the modern day work, no one can judge. No one can judge it. No, they can't judge each other. Because they turn work into a really weird hustle that you can't explore the world, you can't row a boat, you know, like things like that, in order to accomplish work goals. That's the way the world is now, man. The dinosaurs are gone. Starbucks, ooh, is that real work? What are you doing? Making drinks? Here, look, I can fix myself some water. You know what I mean? Oh, what are you doing, cashier clerk? That's cool. Waiting for someone to want to buy something. What do you do in the meantime? Well, actually, fast food and convenience store people, they do work. They actually do. It's just a lot of stop and go, stop and go. You prep food, and then you can just sit there and wait. That's why relax times, resting times. If someone's an active brain, if someone's still active and not just being lazy, then that's fine. I know the difference. Or when someone's focus is off and they should be concentrating on something else. I know the difference. They're probably going to create a bunch of jobs in the future where you have to watch over AI. There might be AI that are like individual types of AI. It depends on how individualized you want them, or if you want a hive mind. Like, oh, okay, I'll be the controller of the hive mind type of AI. Okay, well, I'll control the very specialized individual AI, and then like work will just be called, like sitting there and then typing in commands. Like what do pilots do? Pilots make sure that yeah. What about autopilot? What does autopilot do? It makes sure that the flight is safe and like you're just following a flight path. And then how do you land properly? Well, you just memorize the buttons, and you have to make judgments with the you know, the speed that you're going, you know, words, blah blah blah. It's just there's with every job nowadays where you can automate things. You can make everyone's job look stupid. I like pilots, and I think that they deserve more respect than someone just saying that they don't really do much other than just sit there and let things, you know, autopilot. But I'm just saying that that's the attitude that people are treading towards when most modern jobs can be automated. Just give people the respect they deserve for the work that they do, and then give them time to just chill out. It isn't the old days where you constantly have to be building up muscle and like ripping everything to shreds. You have to be constantly alert and aware. It isn't the old days, you know?
Learn how to play as a nerd. Purchase those. Fine. You guys know? Hey, you're cheating. Hey, you're cheating. Hey, you're cheating.
Someone left me a comment and I can't read it. It says that there is no comment. Just YouTube, give me a normal experience like with the XCOM 2 video. I want to make more XCOM 2 videos, but literally there's no gameplay in the XCOM 2 video. It's actually someone else's copyrighted material. Technically. It's copyrighted material from a movie. Angels in the outfield. Let's see here. Produced by, directed by, production companies, Walt Disney Pictures, Caravan Pictures. So it's a Disney movie. Distributed by Buena Vista Pictures Distribution. Yep. So it's a Disney movie. Technically that footage belongs to Disney. So Disney gave me the most magical YouTube video that I have in this account. That is my oldest YouTube account. Thank you, Disney. There's a channel here, I forgot what video it was in, but he missed a 100% shot. The channel is The Drifters Broadcast, for those wondering. Dang. Drifted right around a 100% shot. That's too bad. I ate 3 Twixes and I don't feel like eating anything else. Mom. I ate 3 Twixes and I don't feel like eating anything else.
Yeah, you're sugared up.
I think I need sugar in the mornings. I probably gotta start eating cereal.
Yeah. At least you get some fiber and some milk.
Fiber and milk. Didn't see this comment. Give a hug to my mom. Okay. Tremendous. Had so much fun playing this when it came out. Played it on and off every few years, but somehow I got a lot of crashes on modern monitors. Yeah. Look what AI suggests. I agree that it's tremendous. Yeah, dude. Completing Command and Conquer, Yuri's Revenge, hard mode, all missions. Yeah, my mom just did one of those burps. Like, that's right. Connected to my anger. Like, oh, more. God dang. Mission. Some of the missions in that game just hateable. Hateable. I don't like it when the... Oh, that's why that happens. Because it's partially open. Dang it. Another one of these liquid IV things. Excuse me, Mom. If you ever grab from the liquid IV and it has like a, if one of these has a texture that feels like this, you feel the difference? Do you feel how? Yeah, here's the difference.
Oh yeah.
You feel how this one's more powdery and this one's like all clumped. Don't use the clumped ones because that means it's open at one end. Yeah. Kill him.
I'm gonna go outside.
All right, Mom. Okay, so actually, I just figured something out for myself. What the smart guys in these games like Factorio and such, what they do is they spoil things. They're spoiling the fun in a way by like, here, look, this is what's gonna happen. This is what you can build next. Like that's, you know, like a bad perspective of them. Here, if you listen to me, yeah, check on that, look at it, and they're like micromanaging what you do, and then they say you could do it better by doing this and that. Spoiler. Okay, spoiler. Go big think with this. Spoilers are also found on cars, right? So a lot of the cars that have spoilers, they drift, right? You know, Tokyo Drift, like Fast and Furious drifting. A lot of vehicles that have spoilers on them, especially the more extravagant, larger spoilers, the ones that are more obvious. They're either drifting or they're formula racing or something, right? So these are people who really like to have control. Drifters, it looks like they're doing something that's like out of control, right? But technically, they have great control on the vehicle. So, I don't know. That just makes me think like there's a connection there. That, and the guys that are like super smart for you know, when they speak to me in Factorio and Dyson Sphere program, these guys that kind of do that where they kind of spoil something that could be up ahead, or they just, I don't know. You get what I'm saying, right? That ego might match with, in real life, in the vicinity of where I usually am, in Kailua. It might have something to do. The egos are kind of paired up there, where drivers on the road who would be combating me ego-wise, or challenging me, or, you know, just being kind of one-uppy, they'd own cars that have spoilers on them. They're probably into cars. So that's just an aside. I don't feel like calling anyone out like that because, well, Brain Squid will say, some guy would say something like, you picked the wrong day to pick them out. They're probably Asian here in Hawaii. I don't know many white, nor even black people who can really afford or who care that much about their vehicles having like aftermarket cool looking things. I'll be right back. I haven't had any viewers since Sunday. Makes me think something, but I won't say it. It's not mean, it's just it's a big compliment that might cause jealousy or something. If I could listen to my own music all the time, playing games and live streaming, I'd do that because it's better for my health, I think. I need to do things that are good for my health, but the copyright, looking after the copyright thing, looking over my shoulder with copyright, it's I think that's actually damaging my health, and it's kind of getting at my mom's health too. I don't want to have to worry about it. There are a lot of different things that I have to think about it. I have to be concerned. And when it turns into worry, that isn't a healthy use of the brain. Like, I don't even care about trying to you know, to join the leagues of the people who say, bro, just stop worrying. There's nothing ever to worry about. That's because they have money, dude. That's like literally what I found out about life. People stop worrying so much about shit when they have like comfort behind them, where no matter what they do. Well, what's an impossible match? I just got an impossible match for some reason. But no matter what they do, it's like the financial, the custodial services clean up after them all the time. You know what I mean? So they can afford to say things like, don't worry, man, just float with life. Ales. You could be an Iranian or an Iraqi person who is an American. You could be straight up American, and even though you're Iranian or Iraqi, they would stick it where it hurts. Just saying, the bad ones over there, they would stick it where it hurts. It doesn't matter because you're American. It doesn't matter that you have ancestors and relatives, you know. Comment from Albana Prifty. This channel is top notch. It made my day better. Thinking also, so I've switched my thinking up, and I'm thinking like, how do you do that? I don't usually think about how do you do that? How to? I need a book that tells me how to. I don't do that. That isn't me. That isn't the type of person that I am. I find things out, and then I know how. It isn't how do you, it's I know how. Because I just do whatever it is, or I learn it somehow. Most of the time, I'd say 95% of the time, I don't have to ask, how do you do that? I like to figure things out on my own. That's the type of brain that I have. But I've been switching up, and I realize it now. When I'm thinking about things like YouTube and comments and likes, and who would like my YouTube shorts, and who would like, you know, the trending check this out. I did this in 10 minutes and now you can too. Like, this is how you do, like, that's the trending thing now, is how do I become super good and the best armor and have the best swords and guns and the best shelter home thing, shelter, the best building, the best base ever. How do I do that? That's the YouTube trending thing now. Because a lot of the viewers are youth and they feel underpowered. They aren't probably as good on average at any of these games that a lot of the experts play, that masters of video games play, that like, for example, the two-time, you know, you watch him play video games and he's really got those games down like second nature. So you are watching all these YouTube shorts and YouTube videos where they say how to, and then after a while, it just, you realize that that's youth that are doing that. That's youth. The young people are the ones who are looking up how to do things. So to get back into that mindset, that state of mind, it feels really weird. It feels weird to have to like stage my videos to show how to do something. I mean, after a while you'll run out of material. Like, that means that you got to keep up with all the games that are coming out. Games that especially you think that the youth are going to like. So I get this. I get how to create the best YouTube track in order to keep up with the young audience that is going to help grow my channel. But that's going to require moolah. It requires money. And young money isn't really much of a thing. It's a very rare thing in comparison to old money. Now, how do you get old money? Well, they're going to say, stay away from our money. But you see, they're looking for... I know how old people work too. I know how they are when they're doing their browser searches and things like that. Aside from corn, aside from looking up things that they can pay with their credit card and easily get with their credit cards because they feel like they deserve and are entitled to purchasing all these free things and things they see in ads, things that they trust. They trust advertisements. I mean, this is from a time where newspapers, where you could actually know who the person was that generated the ad. So they trust things like that. They trust ads, but the world is much bigger than that now. So old people, they're kind of staying. They're staying their cards, meaning that they aren't using as much money. They're supposed to be more cautious, right? But a lot of them get scammed, and that means that there's a big realm of scammers who aren't the youth most of the time. But the adult world and the old world, it is chock full of money schemes and crazy shit like that. Less to do with how to, more to do with hiding. So there isn't as much showing how to do things. Video games is a very low security risk in terms of teaching people how to do something. But I know my mindset too. I want you to figure out how to do things on your own, just like I like to figure out how to do things on my own. I like that more, instead of just telling everyone, here's how you do it. Because that I've experienced, that has ruined the game, and that has destroyed a lot of the heroes in industries, you know, the guys that are special for a while. It takes away their special too fast, you know what I mean? Let them be special for a while, and when someone else figures out how to do it, like, then that's probably the perfect time. How do you guys do it? And then that's probably the best time for that information to be released. I think that's the most fluid way of doing it, because it shows that there isn't just a drop of water that is unknown. Now there's a second drop of water, and now it's known that the how to do it, what it is that they're doing, can be normalized. So anyways, going back to my point about how the elderly people are, that's a better term than old. How to get to the nice side of the elderly people. Don't call them old. That's one example. So The elderly people, the way that they are online, they aren't looking up how to do things as much as they are looking up how, or ways to spend their money and what they can trust spending their money on, right? And news and information. News and information. So they'll just keep looking up information and, oh, that's new to my eyes. I have, so my family's doing that and this and that, and they just keep building up their information based on in terms of how to. But what's going on out there? What's going on out there? What's that racket? What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? They do a lot of that, and they're trying to figure out whether or not it's worth their time. The older you get, the more you have to figure out how you want to invest your time. The more that you become picky about investing your time. When you're still young, when you're youthful, do whatever. Go over there. Go over there, you know? So, the elderly and earning money from them, they trust, like Shark Tank, they trust traditional sources. Is it an industry that has existed for a while? Is it Disney? Is it affiliated with companies that have existed like BP? Like, is it affiliated with all these companies that have already matured and have already experienced this, and that we can trust because we trust ourselves and we trust our own experiences? It's a reflection, right? They would spend money for themselves. They're not going to know how to spend money on the youth. The youth have to say, please, I show promise. Right? Something like that. So, anyways. There's a way that I can do like replays or something. How do I do the replays? Yeah. People deserve to be comfortable, to have the opportunity, the options to be comfortable. But they do not deserve to be rich until they earn it. That's what I believe, and that's what I have a hard time wanting to believe, because I feel like we should all be able to be rich, but no. Richness comes from some type of quality. There's a quality that you need to have, that you need to earn, that you need to possess. Comfortable is not exactly how you get there, but comfortable is enough to help you at least exist and to be happy.
Wanna play like that? What? I'm in the way. I'm in the way. I'm in the way. What? I'm in the way. Wanna play like that? What? I'm in the way. I'm in the way. Wanna play like that? Wanna play like that? What? I'm in the way. I'm in the
The reason why I'm going for a lot of the wood and stone is because I have wood and stone being converted to gold, and I also earn 50% more wood and stone every time that I make wood and stone matches. So I'm basically gold farming at this time. Using these potions here. Receive 20% of wood and stone as gold. So 0 wood and stone. And then plus 50% stone and wood. So plus 50% stone and wood is being fed into gold. If I think I think it is. I didn't actually do any of the math yet. I'm not going to do any of the math. But oh, damn.
Wanna play like that? I'm in the way. I'm in the... Wanna play like... Oh. So I have to call one of these... Or no, I am the doll. Survivor. I made too much noise.
Oh yeah.
I made too much noise.
Thumbnail, you know, auto uploaded thumbnail processing. I know the reason why that I don't want to play Factorio right now. It's because I want to do things in that game that I can't do using the logic that is available. So I think I have to introduce a mod to the game. And I think I'm losing the point of why I'm playing Factorio by trying to do all that crazy stuff. I'll just need to get a mod later on. And, yeah. So, I don't know, should I go back to Factorio, or should I play Dyson Sphere? That thing. Smell like oven stove, and I needed to make sure that the oven and stove was off for my mom. I guess the air is not really moving in the room right now. AC isn't on. You know, the AC being on last night might have helped with the brain fog issue. It might have helped cool things down, but it might not have. Today is different, though. I mean, there was a dude outside that was generating more of that same feeling, more or less, you know, creating an anxiety air, but I didn't really feel like he was the bad guy, you know what I mean? I felt like he was there as some sort of, he's being instrumental in something, and I'm not sure what it was, but that's why I felt like, you know, that's cool. I don't like the feeling, I don't like being in that feeling, but, you know, the guy was cool for making a demonstration. I overwhelmed myself in Factorio, on note of that. I overwhelmed myself with all the logics and all the conveyor belts, transport belts. So I need to un-overwhelm myself, pay attention to, you know, what I know, instead of just pushing on my brain too much. I need more sugary snacks on my diet. I'm not feeling eating meat. I don't know. I don't feel like I need much of it. And it is a feeling, or a lack of a feeling. I have no craving. Maybe one of my anxieties is like the Twilight Zone episode where every person in the town is a mannequin. Like no one knows anything. No one. If you've seen that episode, I mean, that's a valid concern to have. Let's check out my videos. So I'm going to show all of you in order the videos that I worked on just a moment ago. Wow. 0%, 0 likes. That means 1 dislike, since I can see the like-dislike bar. So the first video that I did today was this one. Then wait, what? A 15-second that. Oh my god. I hate when it does that. I hate that. I made sure it was a 60-second. YouTube Studio, with the YouTube Shorts has problems. When you go to edit the videos and you can choose between 15 seconds and 60 seconds, when it's 60 seconds and you click the next button and it is supposed to process the 60-second video. You go to edit, or if you click next again, it'll say, sorry, but you have to have a video that's more than 1 second. So you have to click edit, and then you scroll the video back down to about 15 seconds, 15.50 seconds. And then you click next to go to the details part in the YouTube Shorts. And then you click back again. And then when you click back again, you can scroll the time of the video from 15 seconds to 60 seconds. And then the video is 60 seconds. So, I don't know. I guess I didn't scroll for that part. Just, God, then I have to go back to where that is if I didn't do the shorts via clipping. It's things like that that make this a pain in the freaking, you know. Process. Lunchtime coming up soon. It's kind of scary how quick the morning goes by. I have to go to edit, change to 15 seconds, 15.50 seconds. My first time using the Dredge Power full version. Freaking glitch. Oh yeah, it says 15 seconds. So I have to edit it. Scroll it back again to 60 seconds. I almost just 15-second the video again. Okay, good. It's at a full minute. Frustrating. I want to save the frustration. I want to save all the emotional shit going on. I want to save the emotional shit for the games. I don't want it to have to do with the production. okay. Sure. I have to make sure that the sound was muted. And I don't want to make mistakes like that where like I leave something unmuted and then I make myself sick, you know what I mean, from seeing that. Oops, I lost an entire segment of video. I hate that shit. I hate that feeling. It's just time keeps going by. Time is actually what ruins things the most. Because when you have to be timely and you're trying to do one thing after the next, one thing after the next, without the checking, you know, it's like, I want to get this rolling by 1 o'clock p.m. and then you end up going overtime. Oh, it's 1:15 now. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. When you're doing things live, deadlines are much more different than like recording a movie and saying the movie will be released by this time. Because when you're making a movie or you're making something that's just all studio production, like for example, you know, using Adobe Premiere Pro to create all your movies, you can literally create checks for everything and you're not rushed in tactical fashion, you know? You know what the strategy is, you know your deadline, when to work on something, how much time you have, so you know all the checks to make, you know? And time is rushing me, and I have to obey the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, on the dot. If I don't obey, it makes me feel bad. Yeah, I want to hear frustration, I guess, or something, or I don't know, complaint or whatever. No one wants to hear complaints. It stresses me out when I hear him stressed out. You know, the neighbors around here, the door is open. They hate hearing my voice, I think, when I'm unhappy. Seal yourself when you are unhappy. Seal yourself up. I'll take that as, in big brain think, a hint to breathe. You know, Navy SEALs, how they do the breathing practice? I noticed that in Dead by Daylight, I don't hurt much when I lose as a survivor. Like, I don't care. It irritates me when I lose as a killer. Meaning as a survivor, I'm just ready to die, I think. Like, well, this is how it is, and whatever, man. So, let's check on the video. Am I in the remnant? I don't like just listening to you fix that. I would like to make you stop. I have too many arms. What if I expose that 15, 60-second issue, and then the YouTube people, they say, "You rat, not supposed to rat us out like that. That we have bugs in our software and things like that." I was just thinking about that. I was also thinking about this was something I should do now, right now. Factorial. That mod adds an AI player. Sweet. Changed my password. Oh? Someone's watching? Where? I received a comment, but I don't see it. Someone I blocked. It has to be someone I blocked. Probably a stalker or something. Did one of these kinds of bugs happen? Okay, so it did download. Okay. AI player. Quick start. Start page. Where do I install this? Install and launch LM Studio. This could be interesting. In LM Studio, download the Qwen VL4B model. Click Start Server, usually on port 1234. Load the Qwen 3 VL4B model in the server. Step 2, start the bridge. Run the start bridge VBS. This will create and install the necessary files, or you can run it manually as shown below. Keep the terminal window open. It bridges Factorio to LM Studio via Archon. You should see bridge is running, waiting for requests. Then you start Factorio, enable AI player mod, if not already enabled. Start or load a game. Open console and spawn AI player. What to expect. The AI player will appear as a separate character in your world. Start exploring and gathering resources, mine trees, rocks, and ore deposits, build basic structures, defend itself from enemies, occasionally chat about its status. That's awesome. I like it. There are console commands as well. Troubleshooting. AI isn't moving. Check the bridge script is running. Okay. AI keeps dying. Enable auto respawn. Give the AI some starting defenses. Clear enemies near spawn point. Performance issues. Okay. Next steps. Customize AI's goals by editing the system prompt in Script's AI Brain. Lua files reminds you of XCOM. And when I used to mod XCOM. UFO defense. By the way. Alright, yeah, so I heard the chat sound, but I don't see anything in the chat. So, stop lying to me. Alright, add new actions in scripts/AI actions.lua, modify starting items, adjust perception detail. Check readme.md for detailed documentation. Review factorial log file for errors. Blah blah blah. All right, 11:52 a.m. Let me look up my resume real fast. AO Costa resume. And then pure in. And what is the other one? Indeed, right? AO Costa Indeed. LinkedIn is Indeed now? I must have missed something. LinkedIn is now Indeed too? There's in and then Indeed. I'm confused. Okay, so LinkedIn looks like that. Indeed looks like that. So Indeed, am I logged in? View profile. Alright, I gotta change my contact info. Or, how do I change that? How do I change that? Where I'm located. Oh, okay. Well, it says Kailua, Hawaii, but it just says Hawaii, United States. That could be confusing. No, it shouldn't be confusing anymore, actually, since it's Big Island's called the island of Hawaii. What type of job are you interested in? Part-time, contract, temporary. Yeah. Job title. See that for now. What type of work are you interested in? Select up to 3. Skills, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, word processing, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Outlook, technical proficiency. I don't know productivity software, probably not. Computer skills, presentation software, administrative experience-ish, but we'll leave that one blank. Human resources, no. Employee relations. What skills or experience do you have? I thought I just media design or arts. Photoshop, Illustrator, proficiency, InDesign, Acrobat, Creative Suite, editing, filming, graphic design, interpretation, no, not interpretation, I think, journalism, motion graphics, supply chain and logistics. Manual handling. Computer skills, word processing, technical proficiency, heavy lifting. Cherry picker? Inventory control. Logistics. Materials handling, order picking. MIP. Material requirements planning. Okay, that has to do with production, so not bad. Which active licenses or credentials do you have? None of these. Oh, driver's license. And then, what is that? I probably have to retake. I would have CPR cert. I'd have to retake the class. Highest level of education. So I got my high school diploma. Alright, I accept the terms of service. You're not going to use my computer to create mass weapon, what do you call them? Nuclear weaponry, you know? Shift lead, ice cream maker. That's like a Sims joke. My son was eating the ice cream in the most recent episode. Alright, review what's new. Work experience. Okay, so job title, self-employed, or digital content creator. Company, self-employed. I currently work here from November 2025. Present. Description. And creates content. Creates a digital content for YouTube, Twitch, and any services. And yeah, for YouTube, I'll just say for YouTube for now. Creates digital content for YouTube, ranging from music production, live stream gaming, live streams, gaming live streams, that's all. Gaming live streams, vlogs, video vlogs, VODs. What do I call those? Just videos that I create. Video, edited, VODs, and anything else? And graphics, including those used on YouTube. All right, so that's what I'm doing now. Digital content creator. Very cool. All right, lunchtime. Thank you all for being here, for having been here, and see you later. There's no one here except for me, but thank you if you came back to this video and decided to watch it for yourself.